Well, good morning. I was at church, and the bishop and the elders, the deacons, they were telling me, and when we got all together, all the men in the classroom, they were telling me a story about how they arrived to work late, and how they would like be slowed down by circumstances. They were just like too slow for some reasons, like from drugs or drinking, or from not studying or from not practicing the commandments. But that they were like slow, and one time, like, I got to work, and it was like 10 o'clock in the morning, and I was supposed to be there at 7. And on another time, I was just too slow. I was having problems, and then they I went to an interview, and I got there. The interview was at like 9 in the morning. I went like at 11 to the interview, and then they go, yeah, we would have gave you an interview if you would have been like earlier here. If you would have got here earlier, we could have did the interview. But since you're late, we already hired somebody else. In other words, I was going too. I was like, I was too late. I was too slow. I had a so like the next week I got like my clothes ready. I got my car. I had gas. I didn't stop. I already had gas in the car. I already had clean clothes. I already had the application filled out. I already have prayed and watched Joyce Myers and Joel Osteen, and I wasn't late. This time I was early. I was early. I was like a half hour early because I would get nervous to see if I was gonna get hired for the job. So I was like, yeah. So if I get there early and park in the parking lot, I could pray, and then I could like relax. And then when I went in there, I was all calm. I wasn't like, because when you're driving to an interview, it takes your mind away. You can't do two things. You have to, if you're trying to catch your breath in the world and life, you're trying and you're out of breath, and you're like in this race. 'Cause in this life is a race, and you gotta beat everyone in the race. All the 10 guys that you're gonna race, you gotta beat them. The traffic, the clothes, the interviewer. You gotta make sure that person will interview you. The Your heart, your heart. They have to like you yourself. You have to beat yourself in the race. You have to like win. The race. You have to write good. The pencil. You have to make it look good, and put the right places that you work. You got to beat the application. Like, you have to race the application. You have to race the traffic. You have to race all the competition. And I was late, but a lot of times I was early, and I had got like 20 jobs.